Hey everybody, this is Keith. I just wanted to make a quick video to show some of the latest improvements to the align script. I have added functions that will allow you to manage a token page. A token page is a page in your campaign that basically has most, if not all, of the default tokens set out and organized on the page. It makes it easy to check that all default tokens are properly set. It makes it easy to grab a subset of tokens, say if you have not just the party but a group of NPCs that you want to grab and put onto a map. It makes it easy to figure out who's who because you can organize them by a theme or by a common trait or by a group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call up the align script, and we do that with exclamation point align. And I've done a previous video on the top 2/3 of this, of the align script. So this video, I'll make a link in the show notes. This video is only going to be about token page. So to make this work, the first thing we need to do is we need to define what kind of containing rectangle is going to be placed around the tokens, and that'll become obvious in a moment. So the first thing we're going to do, I've got a couple of options here. I'm going to grab this top one. It's got a peach fill and a green stroke. I'm going to define that container. Make a little note that the box style was saved. And then I'm going to grab a group of tokens and one text label. And you can also define the style of that text label by clicking define under label as well. But I'm just going to quickly just press group, and it will arrange them. It will center the label on top of the rectangle. It will contain the tokens within that rectangle, and it will also stagger them so that tokens with long names, the nameplates don't overlap. And that might be a little bit obvious. More obvious. I'm going to do a second one here, and I'm going to go ahead and click group. And you can see that if Flint Thornshadow were lined up with Arno Adelwolf and Alfred Brewster, their names would overlap and be unreadable. So this just basically staggers them just enough to make them easily read. There are some arrow keys next to arrange, and all that does is it just moves the whole kit and caboodle, selected tokens and text label, in 10 pixel increments, left, right, up, or down. All of the boxes are set on 10 pixel increments, and that is just to keep the boxes all lined up. Instead of going by a per pixel or per grid space, this is just a little bit easier to make a little more compact. So I'm going to do allies and adversaries here, and I'm just going to click group. You can also, on that label, besides defining the font and the size, I've used Della Respera and 22 point, you can define whether you want that label to be above or below. So I'm going to select those again, and I'm going to click that to below, and I'm going to press group again, and this time it's going to set that label to below. I'm going to reset the default to be above, click group, and you can see that the whole thing probably has a little bit extra space here compared to the other one, so I'm just going to move that a couple of steps to the left. There is a feature where you can say turns out you really didn't like this rectangle style. You can define a different rectangle style, so let's go ahead and define that one. And then you click a rectangle of the old style and you click update. And what that will do is that will go through, oh, it's telling me it's not a valid path V2. It was probably done before I moved to jump gate, so I'm just going to go on to the map layer, select one of these guys, and I'm going to update. And you can see that it has updated them all to the new style. Sometimes that stroke color doesn't actually separate it, or doesn't actually get reset. It did this time on some of them, but not all of them. That, as far as I can tell, is a display bug with Roll20. If you change the page from one page and back, then they should all be redrawn in the correct style. I did want to point out that it will also account for odd-sized tokens. So if I go ahead and I group, it will automatically make that box big enough to account for very large tokens. Oh, and one more quick thing. Thought I would show you a finalized token page. So this is what it looks like when all of the tokens are set. And you can see I've got all of my player groups over here, their associated NPCs. All of these have, or a lot of these have token text on them. So it's a little disorienting, and they're all ready for me to grab or to update or to add to or subtract from or to make changes to, whatever I want to do. They're all in one place and easily gotten to. So that is the token page controls for the Align script. That is currently in one click and ready for your campaign. Thank you very much.